Welcome back, champions. I hope you're all fantastic. This is the Digitech twin tube GFX1, and I have to start by saying a massive thank you to patron and friend of the channel Eric for sending this unit out. He and I had gone back and forth quite a bit just talking about this particular unit and how much he enjoyed his. Eric actually has a fantastic video matching his twin tube with the Line 6 Helix. I will link that video in the video description. It's pretty darn good. So Eric, you're a legend. Everybody else, jump in the comments and let Eric know that he's an absolute legend and you should subscribe to his channel too. But what's going on here? It's a tube preamp with some digital effects in there, and I guess compared to some other offerings, you can either look at it as kind of pimped up in the tube preamp stakes or trimmed down in the digital multi-effect stakes. I'm on preset number 1 here, which on this unit, I don't know if these are the factory settings, but it's called Metal Solo. And hopefully you can see this little menu here. It says that there's a compressor, there's the tubes, and there is a delay on there. Basically, you can run a compressor, a noise gate, a tube preamp, a graphic EQ, and either a chorus, a delay, or a flanger. There's not really too much else going on. It's kind of refreshingly simple in that regard. If you've seen my video with the Digitech 2120, that's got so much stuff going on, and sometimes it's hard to know how to get the things you want in a particular preset, but this just kind of keeps it easy. Use the parameter button here to scroll through. So if you want to turn the compressor off, I can do that and we can hear it. You can obviously hear that's kind of juicing this preset up a little bit. If I go across, what do we have? The compression amount, the compression level. We can have the vacuum tube preamp on or off. There's a clean tube or a dirty tube voicing. Pretty simple. You can adjust the gain and the saturation on the tube section. Graphic EQ on here, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-band graphic EQ. You'll notice there's no kind of traditional tone stack controls on here. You can set the level. What else do we have? We can turn the noise gate on. And I mean, it's nice and quiet from the guitar, but the actual unit itself physically hums quite loudly, which is kind of interesting. Let's go over here. Effects loop, it's just a mono effects loop, and then you've got your digital effects. So we can have delay, which we've got at the moment, and I think it goes up to 500 milliseconds, even though the manual says 750. Yep, so 500 milliseconds of delay. And what I immediately noticed with the delays is, hopefully you're sitting here listening in stereo, but one side's phase reversed. So you get that kind of super wide delay thing when you're running in stereo. Make sure you're listening in stereo, because then you can hear this 500 millisecond delay. I'm just going to roll with this kind of core tone at the moment. We will tweak the overall tone. I don't mind this at the moment though. Let's try out a different effect. What do we have? We've got chorus. I don't mind the chorus on that actually. Let's see, what can we tweak? We can tweak the depth and the rate. I'll just bring the rate up a little bit. I love 0.7 hertz for a chorus, so I'm gonna set it there. Bring the depth down just a little bit, and you can set, I think you can set the waveform. Yeah, let's just use a sine waveform. Kind of a nice subtle doubling effect happening there. And the other effect we've got is a flanger. We can set the delay time. I'm going to set this as low as it will go on the flanger. What do we get? Oh, we get sub 1 millisecond. That's kind of cool. Let's do 1 millisecond. And what do we have? We have the rate, and we have the sweep form. Let's use sine, and we have feedback on there, so I can kind of hopefully get this nice and swooshy. That's not a bad flanger at all. I really, really like that. Again, it has this nice kind of stereo image going on the way I'm running it. So yeah, there's your digital effects on there. How wobbly can we, how silly can we make this sound is really the question we should all be asking. So let's see, what can we get for a maximum rate on this? Where are we going? It's going slowly. We're up above 3. We're getting to 4. I think anything above 5 hertz. Oh, you can't get above 5 hertz, but here it is anyway. It's not crazy deep on the flanger there. I'm going to roll with delay for the rest of this. So digital effects, actually let's turn them off. Let's just go with the preamp because I do want to tweak the preamp a little bit. So we have compression, let's turn that off, and vacuum tubes on, dirty tubes, gains at 11. Let's go a little bit lower with that. And I apologize for my greasy hair. It's hair wash day and I haven't washed it just yet. Saturation I'll bring down, and the graphic EQ is going to be interesting. So maybe let's just hear it with the graphic off. I mean, there's gain, that's fine, but it kind of sounds like you definitely need this graphic to do some sculpting. So this is pulling out a whole bunch of 1K. Let's go a little bit easier on that, and let's a little bit of 400, a little bit of this. Let's bring up, that's carving out heaps of 16K. So I'll set that a little more flat. This should hopefully be a little hairier. That's okay. It is okay at best. Give me some more, what do we got, 6.3? 2.5 I'll take a little bit more of, and maybe, let's play with this 1K. I'm guessing boosting it's gonna be kind of honky. Too much low end going on there. Let's bring out this 160 to something slightly less crazy. I've gone to the tapped middle position on this guitar. That's not my favorite thing I've ever heard in my life, but you kind of get the idea with the graphic. I think I like carving out all this mid-range the way you kind of would on a boogie. So let's go back to that. Let's go extreme, and let's bring this out and give me a little bit more of this 63 and a little bit more of this, and we'll go and add some more. What do we want? Do we want gain or do we want saturation? Let's try saturation first. I wonder if this is kind of like the ADA MP1. It kind of seems inspired by the ADA MP1. It's MP1-ish sounding, where you have like OD1 and OD2, and one's your kind of tube gain stage and the other is more like a pre-gain stage or a pre-tube gain. Am I making sense? That kind of sounds like what we started with, so nothing too creative from me right there, but that's a pretty solid sound. And I think this delay effect on here, whoa, I'm boosting something that I shouldn't be. Should I? Let's hear what I just did. It's fine. I want to get back to the delay and turn that on so that it is, what do we want? Maybe 400 milliseconds of delay? Digital effects on. Give me the delay. I don't know why delay's in brackets, but chorus and flanger aren't. I don't know. Is anybody who designed this thing watching this? I would love to hear from anyone who might know what's going on. Let's go 400 on the old millisecond. I can hold this down. Let's see. That'll do right there. So yeah, I guess this is a pretty decent sounding lead tone, and considering these are a lot cheaper than like an old MP1 or something like that, and you get delay in it, kind of cool. I would best describe this preamp as sounding thick on that kind of gain sound, but let's go through some other programs on here. Let's see this. Chocolate Solo. This one's kind of much more of a kind of smooth lead thing. Kind of like that one. And then we've also got, this one's really fun, this LA Funk chorus. I'll go to the single coil middle mode on this. Again, it's not bad. It is a little bit of a caricature of what I think people think an 80s clean tone is, but you know, to be fair, I prefer this type of kind of full compressed clean sound over the really like tinny rockman-y or like art style caricature of an 80s tone. So feel free to fight me in the comments about that as well, because I know there's a lot of people who love that sound, but this could almost be set up, I guess, if you had an extended range guitar for kind of like a modern clean thump tone or something like that. Here's my really bad slap guitar impersonation anyway. And to finish off, let's just hear the clean with no compression or no chorus. I still have the graphic EQ on, kind of set like that, I guess, for a boogie style kind of V-ish thing. Doesn't look like a V, but you get the idea. Tube saturation just under 5 and tube gain at about 7. Tapped neck humbucker. That's kind of nice. I'm going to crank this saturation up. How does this fare on a Stevie Ray Vaughan scale? Let's try that. Tube saturation, where is it? 9.3. It's not too bad. I could probably get some of that tinny high end out by tweaking the 16K on the graphic. Let's bring that down. And similarly, what is this, 6.3K? That is kind of ice picky. Let's hear that now. I kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot, actually. Getting that excessive high end out is kind of nice. There's a really nice fendery sort of flub in the low end, which feels really good to play, and that's with the compressor off. I guess you could use the compressor as a bit of a boost up front. There is another feature in there. There is a speaker simulator built in. There's basically just a bunch of preset graphic EQ curves. You can save your own graphic EQ curves in there. So I guess you could kind of use that as like a master EQ section. It sounds terrible, by the way, as you would expect if you don't have like a power amp or a power amp simulation and a cab on there, but I don't think I need to show that, but it is a cool little feature in there. So yeah, Twin Tube GFX1 by Digitech. I kind of like it a lot more than I expected to. This is almost a little bit like an ADA MP1 with a few more built-in effects. And look, the tube distortion stages, I'm sure if you played around with the gain and the saturation, maybe boosted them with a pedal, the onboard graphic EQ, this could be a real kind of monster metal preamp in there. The really clean tones are nice and warm on there, and then we kind of get this little edge of breakup thing happening there, which I like. So yeah, Eric, thank you for sending me this. You're a champion. This is going to go in the next round of the big preamp shootout videos that I try to do every couple of years. And yeah, I do need to compare this to the MP1 and a few of my other favorite preamps because it's kind of bolted up the list. It's a little bit of a dark horse. So anyway, that's what I think of the Twin Tube GFX1. GFX1. Let me know what you all thought in the comments. Do you have one of these kicking around in a cupboard somewhere? Have you pulled it out recently? Is this something that you've been looking at if you want to get your kind of first piece of rack gear? Honestly, the prices they go for used, pretty good little score if you can't find an MP1 or something equivalent. Don't overlook this particular unit. I'm going to give it a big thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you want to support the channel, there are links in the video description. Have a great day. I'll see you all next time.